All right, guys, today a little bit different video. We're doing it with an interview style with our pleasant guest over here, Baddour. Zach, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, dude, we're super excited to have you on. So Zach, man, this guy is a whiz. He is a business whiz. Started some businesses back in high school, had them successful. He has been on our team since 2019.
August 2019.
2019, and Zach is our VP of Growth and over our client services department, but really is a big integral tool and help amongst all of our departments here.
I try to be.
Yeah, man. So today we're going to be talking about the core functions of a management company. So, like, what is that? If you're getting a property management company, what do they need to be doing for you?
Really, in my opinion, it's three things. I like to simplify things to as easy as it comes, is to lease your property, to collect your rent, and to maintain your property. Whether it's on a vacancy, doing a turnover, or making sure the hot water heater is changed, or whatever the tenant puts in for a work order, something like that. So it's leasing it, collecting the rent, and maintaining it.
Awesome, man. Okay, so you kind of got like three pillars there. So let's focus on each one a little bit and talk what we do to really maximize that and help that with our clients. So in terms of leasing, what are we doing here at Reedy? What should they expect from a property management company?
Sure. So your property's going to lease. We have the great reputation. Reedy's been around for 40-something years, over 4 decades. So we certainly get enough foot traffic. Property's going to lease if it's priced right, if it's accessible, and it's clean.
Right.
Our motto for houses, for the superintendents preparing the properties for rent, needs to be clean, safe, and functional.
I like it.
If it fits those two things, we're gonna move it quickly.
Right. And one thing I know that we really help out people with is our data. So we're managing almost 3,000 doors. We actually have a lot of internal data. We're actually our own basic little mini Zillow. I'd say even better than Zillow's data because we have the market knowledge.
Yeah.
And so we can tell anyone, just put in an address, and we can tell you within 10-30 seconds of what's renting nearby, when they got rented, price, square footage, bed, baths, and all that.
Absolutely.
That really helps people out.
With 3,000 comps, we can pull it up quickly and find it out. You give me 5 seconds, we can be within 10%. You give me 5 minutes, looking at the properties, maintenance history, what's been done to it. Is it granite countertops, or, security door, garage, what all is in it? And we can get a really decent idea of, where we need to be. And frankly, we can be very aggressive. COVID has been, unfortunately opportunistic for us because we've been able to raise rents, honestly, more than really anywhere else in the country. We've been, as a company, between 8 and 10% on new vacancies, on renewals, around that, 0 to 4%.
Wow, that's amazing. And also another competitive advantage is we have Jim Reedy here. He's the founder of Reedy and Company, right? And he has 40 plus years experience. So like if we're ever in a bind, and we also have a weekly meeting where we price all of our new turnkeys for rent. So we're just sitting there listening, and he'll just say, "Oh yeah, I owned a house down on that street. It'll rent for $750 easy all day." And he just knows all those little things and nuances.
Yeah, it's amazing. I remember probably first 3-4 months I was getting some help with Jim and Brad because I'm from Memphis, but I didn't exactly know down to the street, down to the zip code exactly what something should rent for. And I'd ask him, what's 123 Maple Street, and he'd say it's $995, and I'd look, I'd go through the checklist, right, all the different softwares and systems, and I'd say it's $995. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah. And what kind of separates us from other property managers is I feel like some kind of hold back on what they think the rent will be. We're pretty aggressive because we have all this data. We're confident on what we can get it at, and I feel like we're really the trendsetters, I would say, in most of the neighborhoods on what rents are, where they can be, because we get all the leasing data and we figure out how quickly they're renting and everything like that, which really sets us apart from other people. Also, we know about the little trends and nuances of each neighborhood with the extensive market experience.
Yeah, I love when we get a new owner, whether it's MIP or someone that's working with an agent, or even Roofstock for that matter. We'll be on the phone and they'll say, "Hey, what's 123 Apple or whatever street it is?" And I'll say, "Actually, we manage the house across the street, or
right,
adjacent to it, or perpendicular, or wherever it is. It's within 1 or 2 houses." And they say, "Oh wow, you guys have a strong presence." And I'll say, "Yeah, we actually have 50 houses around that house."
Yeah.
Whether it's in Fraser, Raleigh, wherever it may be.
Yeah.
And it's pretty, as a client, speaking with someone from Reedy, that would be impressive to me.
I love it.
Because to know that we're in the area, we're out there patrolling it, we're doing a vacant turnover, we're doing maintenance there, and just seeing a Reedy truck on that street, it's a pretty strong presence. It's kind of like, not to stretch it too far, but seeing a FedEx truck on the road, or UPS, or
those Amazon delivery trucks, right?
Yeah, we have a strong presence and a far reach.
Love it. And then, okay, so we've kind of gone over the leasing. So what a manager does to help you lease the property, obviously all that. Then let's dive into maintenance, because that correlates a lot with leasing. Yeah. What on the maintenance end do we help our owners out with?
Quite a bit. I mean, I think that could be a video in itself, to be honest. I mean, We've got 5 superintendents ahead of construction, several techs, whatever trade it may be, whether it's plumbing, HVAC, carpentry. Really the only things we don't do are roofing and pest control. It's kind of outside of our core competency as far as licensure, insurance, things like that. But whatever it is, we can source the products from our warehouse where we're buying things in bulk, as you're familiar with.
Right.
Getting things faster, cheaper, and so we're able to address whatever the work order might be, or vacant turnover. Being able to get those products out there quickly. Again, like we said, the faster you can get it rehabbed and fixed, faster you can get it leased, faster it becomes a performing asset.
Reduces their vacancy, and that's something we're tracking every day and getting better and better at, is time it goes vacant to when we get the keys, to when we get a guy in there to give a scope to the owner, for the owner to approve on it, right? We're helping them make those decisions, informed decisions quickly, and then also the time from when they approve to when we get it done.
Absolutely.
We're actually rolling around, sometimes like 10 days, a week sometimes on that.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the hedge funds say it's for rehabs, it's about $500 a day. We're actually beating that by quite a bit, because some of the owners, they buy properties that need a little extra renovation. They got them for a steal. Sometimes they do need work. A lot of the turnkeys, barely anything relative to the others, but we're on target. We're actually we turn properties a lot quicker than most and at a lower cost.
Right. Yeah. So that's huge on the maintenance end. Then also we have preventative maintenance measures as well.
Mm-hmm.
What about that?
Yeah, so we have 2 core offerings. The first is going to be HVAC, preventative maintenance. Arguably, other than your roof, flooring, one of the highest priced items to repair. It's one of those speed bumps that you don't want to hit.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, most are going to last, correct me if I'm wrong here, between 10 and 15 years. A lot of them are just over-engineered at this point. Unlike the iPhone or something like that, where it's a 1 or 2 year item. But if you take care of it, which we do, right in the fall, right before peak season in the winter, when it's going to get the highest stress, keeping the tenants nice and warm. And then in the spring, we'll perform the service similar to that for the summer peak season.
That's awesome.
Making sure it's cleaned out, making sure the system can breathe. In my opinion, it's one of the most, it's one of the best things you can do as a rental property owner. On top of that, it's going to lower your utility bill.
Right.
Whether it's vacant or for the tenant.
Right.
So that way they have a greater ability to pay rent.
Right, and it also just gives us one guy walking in there, looking over the property, checking the lease and all that, make sure everyone's in there.
Absolutely.
So it's a lot of measures for it, yeah.
That's kind of the motto, the clean, safe, functional, like I mentioned earlier. It's, see something, say something. Yep. They see an unregistered dog, they see, pooling water near a basin, they see something, they're going to report it, and we're going to get on it quickly, because that snowballs out, and that's really where you tear down your revenue.
Right. Yeah. You want to catch those issues quickly. Mm-hmm. Awesome. So there's the maintenance end, and then thirdly is collecting rent.
Yes. Yeah. The old collection. That's fun to do. We've got a great collections team. I would say Corona's been a little more difficult, probably 200 basis points lower than normal.
Yeah.
But we've been much higher than the national average for national multifamily housing, what they report. Usually between 97 and 98%. By end of month, we're always, I want to say 99.9% on back rent and any other
right.
the tenant needs
That's
to pay.
The data.
So I mean, the idea, again, starting with Corona, was to over communicate, was to be empathetic, help out as much as we can, provide the resources, be a resource to them.
Right. Yeah, and our collections team has a great process. Of course, we let them have that grace period the first 5 days of the month, but then we're hitting them with phone calls, emails, and texts from the 6th of the month till the 5th, trying to collect that rent, working things out with them, especially through coronavirus. Yeah. We've done a lot of workouts and actually help them apply, like give them the links and resources and government agencies to help them apply for Section 8 rent, unemployment, or there's even COVID benefits coming on through here as well that we've helped people out with. So we're doing our best to collect the rents. And as it mentioned, it's not going, Memphis is faring pretty well compared to other markets through our collections. Yeah,
it definitely is. I know Florida and Dallas were hit pretty hard. New England was trailing a little bit for a while, but it seems like they've caught up, with the exception of New York and Boston,
right.
From what I've seen and people I've spoken to. But really the idea is to over communicate and just be empathetic.
Right.
There's still a contractual agreement with the tenant, with the owner. Everyone has to pay their
It's an obligation, right? Yeah.
Finance, insurance. I mean, the bills don't go away.
Yeah. If the renter doesn't pay, the owner has a mortgage. So
So I think it's just kind of walking a mile in their shoes and trying to do the best you can.
Right.
Setting those expectations and trying to help everyone out.
Love it. Yeah.
As much as you can.
And our owners get reports on all of this. So the last one is just communicating all three of those things, which I know what your department really focuses on is the client services. So how do our owners get updates on all three of these things? What's kind of the expectations?
Sure.
there?
So there are a few automated notifications. I try to limit that because I want a more hands-on personal touch.
Yeah.
Hey, your property's rented. You will get that automatic notification. Or hey, this person has paid rent. You'll get that automatic notification. But for really anything maintenance related, hey, we, in the unfortunate event, less than 1% of the time we have to evict someone.
We're gonna walk you through that personally.
Exactly right. One of the portfolio managers is going to tell you and walk you through. Here's what's going on.
Yeah,
Here's where we are
what's
in
the
the
step?
process. This is what's going to happen. Everything's going to be okay. We're going to get it back on track. We're going to get it into a winning position again.
Right.
For collections, same thing. Maintenance. Sometimes we'll rely on the superintendent or the technician that's doing
the
it.
boots on the ground, the person in the
Exactly.
property.
The subject matter expert. That's
Yeah.
kind of who I always try
Love
to get
it.
them to lean on.
Yep.
The SME, subject matter expert.
Love it. Yeah. So, and also you'll get monthly reports with your P&L and anything on that from you, monthly statements like any property management company, and have a portal to log into and get all of that as well.
Yep.
So yeah, guys, that's the three pillars, the core functions of a property management company. You have leasing the property, collecting rent, and having the maintenance on it. We feel we do a pretty dang good job here at Reedy Company. We're always striving to get better and better each and every day. Let us know your comments and thoughts here, and we'll be signing off till the next video. Thank you.